Alright, let's talk about the new Minion Backup feature, Dynamic Paths. This is a tremendous feature. I'm very pleased with the way it's come out, and I've done this in a way that I think you're going to really, really love. So here you can see that we've got this started off here with dynamic paths, right? So the backup drive stays the same and the backup path stays the same, only now it can take these dynamic elements, and the file name and extension can take those dynamic elements as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can build the path dynamically and some of the things that we can do with this. So you see I've got %server%, and then I've got the hard-coded value archive, and then I've got the dynamic year and the dynamic month name. So when I come over here to backup settings path, wherever that is, here it is, and let's say that I want to do the demo database. I'm just going to do backup settings get, and I'm going to pass it in full, and I'm going to do the demo database. And this is the SP that returns the statements for me, right? So when I do this, you can see that my backup path is C SQL Backups Bindicon, which is the server I'm on, archive 2016 October. And so I can change that to anything I want. If I want, instead of server, if I want server label instead, I have to have a server label listed in here, right? There we go. Then when I come back to here, I gotta remember back which window it is. There we go. Now I've got my server label right in there. If I want to put in, instead of month name, if I want to put in, oh, what's something else I can put in other than month name? We'll say, I can't put instance name in there because I don't have an instance. Let's call it date. Let's do date. There we go. I'll do the date. Hey, I picked the right window. There we go. Now I have the date, right? So just showing you how you can build that stuff. And I can even move this archive anywhere I want, right? So I can take that right there and I can move it to the end there if I wanted to, and I really need that whack there on the end. There we go. Did I get it? Yep. And now that archive is moved to the end. So now you've got a lot of control over your paths, and you can do pretty much anything you want mixing dynamic and static values. So let's go ahead and look at the file names as well. That's the exact same thing. So right now I'm starting off with, let me see what I'm starting off with. I'm starting with database name, underscore, server label, underscore, backup type, underscore, and then ordinal of file, number of files. So that's 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And you'll see, well, we've been doing it all along. Let's go ahead and take a look at the file name right here. There it is. So database name, label, full, 1 of 6, right? And you can do that exact same thing. I could even say tack on under here another underscore and say date. There we go. And then when I finish, and then when I do this, get the file name, now I've got the date tacked onto the end of there as well, right? So pretty cool stuff we've got going on in here. It's just unprecedented, the number of things that we can do with this. Let me see, where am I? There we are. So let me go ahead and show you how this works, because now the question becomes, what dynamic values do you even have available to you, right? So if I can find the window, here it is. I've put it in the minion.dbmate dynamic parts table. And so here I've got the name right here. So you notice you see the DB name and the server and the month name and the date. Those are the ones that we've already used, right? So any of these guys, the backup type, the time, the hour, minute, second, the month, day, the month, you can even get the day of the week. That's this guy right here. So you can get that's the day of the month, and the month day is, that says that at server name, so I got to fix that. where was I? Oh yeah, so this is a custom value right here. Sorry about that. This is a custom value right here. So I've got is custom. Most of these are going to be 0, but you can add your own custom values as well. So if there's something here that I didn't provide for you, like if you want to put in the listener name or something like that, then you can put that in here. And I've gotten definitions for each one of these guys so you can see what they're supposed to return. And of course, is active and comment as well. So you can have 100 of these guys in here and flip them on and off the same way you could do in the paths table. So you can have different paths in here for different times of the month. So if you wanted to actually have a monthly archive or an end of year archive, then you could flip that bit on. You could keep that path open and then flip that bit on the end of the year in a pre-code, something like that, right? So one more thing you need to know, in order to create your own, each one of these, if you'll notice, let me go ahead and expand that, each one of these is a select statement. So this is the part of the select statement without the select. So if I were to run this right here, all I have to do is put a select in front of it. Right like that, and you'll see what it returns. There we go. So it returns the server name, right? So when you create your own, the rules are don't put the select in there, just put the portion of the select statement that comes after it. It can only return a single value, so you can't return 3 and 4 values at once. If you can only return a single value. Consider this to be a scalar value, and you can't put the column name in there. So I couldn't say something like as server name. I can't do that either. Just leave it blank and it'll take care of the rest. So the code itself adds the select on there and then runs this. So the one other thing you need to know about it is while system variables look like this, custom variables are denoted with pipes. Like that. So if I wanted to build a pipe in here. So let's go ahead and let's say that I've got server name, right? So I'm saying month day and I'm having it return server name just to give it something else to return, right? That's just a test. So let's go on in here and let's get rid of date. And instead let's return pipe month day pipe. There we go. And so that should put the server name at the end of it, because month day right now is attached to server name, and it is custom, and I haven't filled in anything in there because that's just an example. And now when I hit go, and file name ends with Bindicon, I'm evidently returning stuff in there I don't need to return, so I'll take care of that. But you can see that I've got my server name at the end of that where month day should have been. And sorry, that threw me there for a second. And if I were to change that, so let's come in here and I like to do this the easy way. And let's see, instead of add at server name, I can say Sean was here. And then I run this again. I think that's going to be right back here. Man, I'm losing all my stuff here. Let me get rid of this one. Too many windows. There we go. Jeez, I couldn't find that window for anything. There we go. Now when I do that, I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of all those selects. But now when I send that out here, you can see Sean was here. And that's how easy it is to use this. You just go to the table and put in anything you want. If it's a custom value, don't forget you have to use the pipes. But everything else, you build the path with the percents just the same way as you do everything else. And the extensions right now work the exact same way. I closed that table, but right now there's only one extension, but you can put in anything you want and it will return it dynamically. And that is dynamic paths and file names.